Hi there, my name is Ashleyanna Rivers, and I'm the lead developer, writer, and artist for Aperture Dating Simulator. Today, I'll be answering some of the most common questions I've gotten over the course of the last few months, as well as some extras from the Q&A we recently ran on our Discord server. The link for that is in the description, by the way. First, some frequently asked questions from multiple people. Question 1. Can I date Wheatley/GLaDOS/other Portal character in this game? No. This is an entirely original cast. This means all canon Portal characters, human or not, are not romanceable in this game. I'll get more into the reasons behind why later. A few may make some cameo appearances though. This is an alternate universe after all. Question 2. What platforms will this be playable on? You'll be able to play APDS on Steam. We're considering making the game available on itch as well, but we're still looking into that. The game will be accessible for Windows, Linux, and Mac. Question 3. What hardware do I need to run this thing? You could probably run APDS on Potato GLaDOS just fine. This game does not require a good computer. For specific requirements, please visit our Steam page. Question 4. How long is the game? Currently, we are estimating around a 6 to 7 hour playtime if you choose to 100% it. This is massively subject to change. The only way we'll get truly accurate information is once the game is fully published. Question 5. When will APDS release? APDS will hopefully release on August 28th of this year. The specific time is yet to be decided. Question 6. Why should I play a Portal-themed dating sim? The simple answer is, well, you don't have to. I'm well aware this game isn't made for everyone. This project is for a very specific niche of people, and not every Portal fan will enjoy this release. Not only is the premise just a little silly, but we don't have any puzzles to solve. There is lore though, something I'll get into in a bit. That's it for the FAQs. Let's hop into the questions we got in our recent Q&A. Question 1, from the End Queen. How many rooms are we able to enter? This isn't a free roam dating sim. You'll be following a set path in which you'll visit each character one at a time every day. On Saturday, you'll be able to visit every character at your own volition, as well as 6 small non-character locations. Otherwise, though, this game is quite linear until day 8. Question 2, also from the End Queen. Which dateable character has the most screen time? They're all very close, except for Gregory and ... Those two are sub-romances. You don't get as much time with them as they're not on your main route. If I had to guess, I'd say Chris and Heath have the most screen time, as there are headliners, the first 2 datables you meet. Question 3, the last from the End Queen. Will you be able to marry any characters? Not in the base game. Question 4, from Mustache7. Who do we play as in this game? You play as yourself, kind of. The main character of Aperture Dating Simulator is you, but with a few quirks. They're a homebody working in manufacturing who got thrust into a maintenance position unexpectedly. How they react to that is entirely in your hands. Question 5, from Ross Callenry. Who is your favorite out of the cast? Difficult decision. Who would I choose in a playthrough? Probably Chris. Who's my favorite to write? Heath. But overall, from writing to character to story, I think CC tops my list. I put a lot of thought into how he works, how he talks, and his endings. Question 5, from Gallaher. What engine do you guys use? We use RenPy, but our backgrounds are still made using Source, specifically Portal 2 Community Edition. Question 6, from Morality9, one of our playtesters. What bugs cause you to stress out the most? Unfortunately, it's a bug I can't talk about without spoiling the game. Playtesters, you probably know which one I'm talking about. A different one that doesn't spoil anything was definitely the fact that we were still using 0-1 values instead of true and false for checking romance points, a trait left over from a previous version of the game. We fixed that recently, and it's made the code not only more readable, but more functional as well. Question 7, from Ben was here. What inspired you to make an Aperture-themed dating sim in the first place? APDS originally started as an ambitious mod project called Portal Evergreen, and Aspen was the first conceptualized character. PE was scrapped early on because it was simply too big of a project for someone new to Hammer or Source. However, I'd fallen in love with Aspen's character and wanted to use them in something else. I'm not entirely sure where the exact inspiration came from, but I love fan-made dating sims. Gravity Falls swooning over stands would be a big example, so I figured a dating sim would be a perfect and unique Portal project to work on. Question 8, also from Bem. Why did you choose to use original characters instead of using canon ones? Original characters were chosen for a variety of reasons. 1, they leave the sanctity of the original intact. I'm unsure how Valve would have reacted otherwise. 2, they let me find voices for them much easier. One of the most important parts of a dating sim, for me, is the voice acting. I knew for a fact I wouldn't be able to find a Wheatley or GLaDOS voice actor I'd be happy with. 3, I didn't have to conform to someone else's writing standards with OCs. The personalities weren't put into place, so they were much easier to write and create. I think we have a very fleshed out and full original cast though, which I feel makes up for the lack of canon characters. Question 9 from Vera. What's your least favorite character in your game? This one's difficult as well. I love all my characters, and according to a recent poll with our playtesters, so do they. But if I had to pick the one I feel the least connection with, it would be Rob. Rob is very, very loosely based on my dad, who also loves sports, but I wouldn't say he's as aggressive as Rob is. And I love his character, but he's very comical and not really my type. Question 10, also from Vera. Are there parallel universes? Although this isn't really related to APDS, I wanted to mention it because APDS takes place in an alternate universe. There is no way to seamlessly fit Aperture Dating Simulator into the original Portal franchise, and that's okay. It was never intended to be a prequel or a midquel or anything like that. It's a standalone project. Question 11 from Crawford. Would you collaborate with other mods? I have considered this in the past. In the future, I would consider events where cores or characters from other mods would come into play, or perhaps even an entirely separate DLC where you encounter characters from other Portal fan games. This, of course, would require permission from other fan games and mods, so I didn't partake in that for the base game release. Question 12, also from Crawford. Is there lore, or is this a vanilla dating sim? APDS is full of lore. There's many secrets to discover and a mystery to solve, littered throughout emails and small conversations with our characters. I would say the ending of this game in particular is very lore and event heavy, so keep an eye out for that. Question 13, although I don't know the source. What happened to the Combine in this world? The Combine does not exist in the world of APDS, and therefore neither do the events in the Half-Life series. Black Mesa is still around though. Question 14, another from Gabor. What languages will have subtitles or closed captioning? On release, since we have an entirely English voice cast and no translators on board, the only language available will be English. There are around 6.1 thousand lines of dialogue in Aperture Dating Simulator, so translating them is a big task. I do plan on adding more languages eventually, though. Question 15, from Connie Bun. What are your biggest writing inspirations? I would say Birds of a Feather, an old dating simulator flash game, is my biggest inspiration. But I also take strongly after The Beginner's Guide and the ARG Don't Look at the Moon, two projects I connect very strongly to. I love very interpersonal projects, and though APDS is a silly parody game, it does have some moments that connect back to those deeper roots. Question 16, from multiple people. Are you guys planning on making DLC? Shh, that's a secret. For now, at least. And that's all for the questions I've got. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. We're well on our way to our August 28th release date, as we've recently fully finished our story. All that's left now is a little bit of art and dialogue syncing. We'll see you soon.